here in front of you all to speak for the motion of the given topic. Institutions of higher education should be beyond politics and political interferences. Let me begin with an example of a Dalit scholar from the University of Hyderabad, Rohit Chakravarti Vemula, who committed suicide on 17 January 2016. Do you know what is the main reason behind this act? It is the ABVP, Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad, led by BJP, one of the most famous political parties of our country. Since he opposed their attacking on the screening of documentary, first his scholarship of ₹25,000 was cut. Later, he was banned from entering into his hostel. This affected his emotional status, which led him to take a major decision of committing suicide at the age of just 27 years old. Do you know who is actually doing this fight? Is it the students themselves, or is it the political parties who use the students as their pawns to wage this proxy wars? Nationally, the two largest political parties of our country, the BJP and Congress, they have ABVP and NSUI respectively. And the Communist Party of India may be on its decline, but its student federation is probably the most powerful student union in our country. So basically, it is a battle between these three big elephants, and expectedly it is the grass that always gets trampled upon. In this case, the grass refers to our educational institutions. In most of the higher educational institutions in the world, violence is discouraged, and those indulged in it are being thrown out. But that is not the case in India. If you indulge in violence on the coding of your political masters, you know that they will save you when you are in trouble. This in effect will give you a free license to indulge in violence. And that is the reason why there is an increase in the number of vandalism, death and general indiscipline in the society by our students. The college heads are scared to act owing to political interferences. Our professors are wary of doing anything wrong, radically different, and will take the beaten path. Our educational institutions have become extremely inefficient owing to the type of student politics that is practiced. Politics exacerbate India's higher educational dilemma at almost every level of development. In the past decade or so, India's plan to increase the number of high-quality research-oriented universities have been failed, in part because of the intrusion of politics impeding any decision about the location of some of the universities. Most of them were placed in the places which are designated by most powerful ministers, and this is not an end. Once they come under their control, it is ruled by them. That's the reason in our country why most of the educational institutions are led by MLAs and MPs of that constituency. One best example is of the vice chancellors. Most of the vice chancellors of the universities in India are selected based on their political influences. Prior to the recent elections that swept away the Congress government out of power and instilled Narendra Modi, a proposal was made to establish two new universities, one on aviation and another on women's university. This is yet another best example of the domination of politics over sound educational planning in Indian higher educational system. The dirty politicians of our country are making best use of the available institutions for the sake of their publicity to win in the elections. I am sure India is not going to build world-class universities or for that matter a higher educational system if politics continue to interfere with the rational decision making with our higher educational system. Universities are especially considered as a knowledge providers, but today they increasingly face enormous difficult situations put up by our political parties. Hence, education is no longer being neatly segmented, synchronous, but instead is being presented in new ways. One best example is of the Jawaharlal Nehru University Students' Union Kannayapura. Do you know what really encouraged him to do such things? It is the close relationship with the politics. Since he was in active connection with the Communist Party of India and other students' unions such as IPTA, he was made to shout the anti-national slogans of our country. I strongly oppose my would-be opponents who may say that interference of politics in Indian higher educational system will bring out new leaders to our country by asking them a question. Do you want your country to be led by a so-called leader like Kanhaiya Kumar, who shouted anti-national slogans of our country in support of Bachchan Guru, who attacked Parliament House? Most of the students who join the universities with the hope of chasing their dreams are totally confused by the debates that is going on within the political parties. And this fight is not going to end. So it is the students who are going to suffer in this country. Thus, at last, what I would like to say is that in the present circumstances, politics is playing a critical role in the life of large section of students. And higher educational institutions are becoming platform for politics. it is our duty to avoid this politics and its activities in Indian higher educational system. Thus I take a leave of you. Thank you very much.